All right. This is stuff that rich people and poor people have in common, but not the middle class. So it's only super poor and super rich, and there's more in common than you think, but the middle class need not apply here. All right, so I thought of this bit when I was writing for late night, and I thought about the concept of an outdoor shower. And I thought, if you're taking an outdoor shower, you're either super rich or busted poor. You either buy the cabana on the table, you buy the tennis court and the pool and everything, or you're in front with a hose, sitting in a tub at a dirt lawn. All right, so rich man, poor man. All right. Greatly affected by the raising of the minimum wage. You either own 28 Taco Bells or you work at one Taco Bell. Either way, it is impactful. Drives a brand of car that no longer exists. You're either Jay Leno in a Duesenberg, or my stepdad, John, in a 74 AMC Matador. When you enter a fancy department store, somebody who works at that department store rushes toward you yelling, "May I help you?" Rich man, poor man. Never eaten at an Outback Steakhouse. That's me, ladies and gentlemen. I was far too poor. During my construction days, I could not afford to go to an Outback Steakhouse, and now I'm far too wealthy. That's for the little people. I call them the Saturn drivers. Outraged at the welfare system. You had your bachelor party in Mexico. At a funeral, your coffin is pulled by a horse. All right, stick with me. You use a ladder on wheels. Either it's in your palatial library in your estate and it's made of mahogany, or you got a job at the Home Depot. And the guy wants the air conditioning unit from up top. Uh-oh. I'm gonna try it. You used to live on a plantation. All right, let's turn the page. You know the going rate for copper. Starred in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And last but not least, you live next door to a rapper. It's either Beyonce and Jay-Z in Malibu, or you're in Van Nuys, California, an apartment building, and there's a white kid in the unit above you who goes by the handle of mayonnaise.